Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, today I'm going to be taking a look at Silk Scream. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for sending me this movie to review for you guys. They have an awesome company. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. I'm going to put the links to their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. Definitely check them out. Now, Silk Screen is a 2017 film which runs approximately 94 minutes and is directed by Jason Matherin. Boy, does that sound familiar. Now, he was responsible for Stabbed in the Face, which I'm going to be honest, I didn't really care for too much, and the Goreface Killer Trilogy. Now, I've only seen the first one. I had fun with it. It's not a good movie, but I had fun with it. Of course, my buddy Brad, who also reviews Wild Eye films, absolutely hated the trilogy, which I completely understand. So, does Jason Matherin have one movie that everybody will love inside of him? Tune in and we'll find out. Actually, I really enjoyed this movie. Let me get back to the overall cast. Now, this stars Lauren Alexandra as Heather. She was in The Loft, Looper, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. She had bit parts and all. The reason being, I'm pretty sure, is because she's gorgeous. So, yeah. It also stars Jen Attaway as Polly. She was in Trailer Park Jesus. And Ari Lehman as Haynes. He was in the original Friday the 13th. Of course, he played Jason, The Lurker, and The Barn Part 1. And he's also got a part in Part 2, which is now, I think, completed or being filmed. Now, this had a budget, and this is the part that I was concerned about. This had a budget of $1.2 million. Now, his other films basically had no budget. So I was curious to what he could do with a decent budget. I was not disappointed, to be honest. This has a very, very simple synopsis. You have a bunch of people working in a silkscreen pressing place, and it's basically a cutthroat business. Of course, you can make a joke about that because people's throat gets cut and so on and so forth. But they all basically run out of this office and they all have different businesses. Well, these people start getting picked off one by one by a slasher. This has this almost feels like a giallo in some parts. The humor, in my opinion, hit. I just got a big chuckle out of it. There's a few parts that really had me cracking up. And although I guess $1.2 million doesn't really buy you acting, I guess. The gore was right on point. But I do wonder, did all of it go towards t shirts? I don't know. $1.2 million, I didn't really see it, but I did enjoy it. Now, a couple really interesting things about the film, um, Easter eggs, if you will. While you're inside of this silkscreen store where they're making t-shirts, of course you see a Wild Eye t-shirt featured predominantly throughout some of the parts in the film, which is not very hard to pick out, but I really thought that was pretty cool. And they're all wearing t-shirts saying different things. Some of them, of course, I didn't get. I'm sure they're personal jokes within the cast. But a couple times in a couple different shirts, one of the guys was wearing the one for the Cockface Killer, which is the Goreface Killer. They had to rename it, of course. I said all this in my review. But I thought that was really interesting that they put those things in the film, and I appreciated it. All in all, I was kind of impressed with this. I thought this was done pretty well. It does have a little bit of a pacing problem towards the middle, not quite enough kills for my taste, but all in all, it's a pretty darn good slasher, for the most part. I wanted to thank Wild Eye again for sending me this copy. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.